Hey, I'm back. I'm going to do the rest of this book. Hopefully I'll finish it with this video here. This is Alex Ross's Marvelocity book, and it's awesome. I say that every time because look at the artwork. It's just beautiful stuff. You look at these and you're like, you actually see what they would look like if they were real people. The way he paints these things. These characters. These were redesigns that he was proposing. Like I said, X-Men redesign proposal by Big Fat X Designs by Alex Ross. So he's trying to do something funny there. That was silly, but that was really cool how he does stuff. In 2000, with the release of the X-Men movie, there was a call to redesign their costumes based on that look, black leather. But my inspiration was the solid black silhouette in the comics of the character called Havoc, Scott Summers' brother. I wanted Cyclops to look the coolest, clearly in charge. The red X on him accents his visor. Each member has the solid black bodysuit accented by one color. They would have had these hooded black leather jackets, which would allow them to move among the populace. The black hints at a sense of stealth, but then the coats could come off and they could spring into action. Alas, it was not meant to be. Cool. That looks very cool. So as you can see through this example, the body's silhouette defines its form. This can be seen as a bold treatment in the books themselves, and it also offers a greater ease to each artist's style, matching the same look for the costumes book to book. Imagine the simplicity with only having to convey a powerful silhouette. Red piping on Cyclops puts forth not only more of a link to his power, but also asserts him more forcefully as a group leader. Keeping the superhero look alive is still a major concern I have for the character's recognition and the physical drama that is specific to comics. The compromise is that they can easily achieve a more superhero look if they choose to throw off their overcoats. A black visor now tightens up the look on Cyclops and draws more attention to his glowing red eye beam. And he signed it. I wonder what this is going for, like if he sells these proposal pages. That is cool. Now we got Phoenix. The Little Red Riding Hood quality enhances Jean without giving her a mask or another pointless headband. She could wear the same overcoat as Scott, but I figure that the slight spandex touches on her with a light cloak and skirt would not make her stand out ridiculously. Keep in mind, women can always get away with more fashion risk than the guys. You see her red hair pouring through the corners of her hood communicate a sense of mystery that focuses on her head, the focal point of her power. Cool. I got Iceman and Nightcrawler. Let me see what he says about Iceman. Casey tells me this guy is a priest or cleric or something now. Take his cue in providing a bit more character definement. I'm giving him the classic collar chip. So he didn't say anything about Iceman there, I see. The XL Nightcrawler easily throws back to his classic look without the Cockrum-style ever-present shoulder pads. As I wanted to give Cyclops the red and black mix, it demanded that Kurt here get bumped to a different color. Violet actually makes more sense if this guy is supposed to sneak around in the dark. Bright primary colors, X-white gloves, aren't usually good for that. Also give this guy back his kinky, crazy curly hair. That would have been cool. Now we got 2 pages for Wolverine. He looks like Hugh Jackman. He's got him painted like that. Or drawn like that, yeah. That is cool. So we got the functional qualities of these costumes can't be simpler. Detachable leather gloves and a visible zipper going up the front where you can actually reach it. Make these about as believable as anything. I guess he's talking about that. No ideas to offer on Logan wearing an easily transferable costume to streetwear outfit. His classic look should not be compromised by a hood, long coat, or short jacket, I believe. He just works best when he switches between both. Cool. Now we got Doctor Strange. That is cool. This page, the Steve Ditko inspired cover to Doctor Strange Omnibus Volume 1, 2015 or 2016. Opposite cover variant to Doctor Strange number 2, 2016. That's cool. Wow. It's really nice. Oh, we got Namor here, the Submariner. Early drawing by him. The 70s black costume Submariner by Alex H7. That's funny. That is so cool, though. Wow. And then bottom, pencil drawing of Namor by Alex H22. Okay. I have such an attachment to him. I used my own face as a reference for his, because Submariner's creator Bill Everett intended him to be red-headed. I tried to show that when and where I could, as in the image on the fold-out pages. Was it interesting to you that he was a villain at first? Definitely. The anti-hero attitude was always unique. He was this aggressive force of nature. The surface world had mistreated his people, and he was going to get revenge. The arched Spock eyebrows, the Dracula-like features. He is so cool. Now we got the Thing. The ever-loving blue-eyed Thing. And he's got blue eyes. Look at that cigar, it looks real. That's cool. Then we got this page, the original life-size bust sculpted by Lou Sella, 2003, that Alex fell in love with. Alex included a version of it in his life-size bust line and used it as the basis for all of his illustrations of the Thing since. That's cool. We got over here. This was a cover. They did something Marvel team up. Yeah, this was like a $60 book or something like that when they charged for it when it first came out on Midtown Comics. Like I said, but I didn't buy them. I love to have them, but it's like, wow, I can't buy, and I want to buy them all like that. If I had the money, I would, yeah. You'd be like, yeah, I'm going to get every single Alex Ross cover I can get. That is so cool. Now we got here, the Fantastic Four was the greatest comic magazine. One of the earliest stories that I loved was Kirby's sequence of them reading their fan mail. That made them so endearing and real. Many fans have theorized that the Thing, right with the Johnny Storm incarnation of the Human Torch, is Kirby himself. Alex disagrees. I think that Kirby was always Reed Richards, because he was the leader, the archetype of invention. He's the perfect metaphor for not just the great father figure, but the great artist. Richards represents Kirby the man, responsible, dependable, self-sufficient, faithful, husband, provider. The Fantastic Four, Reed's family, are living in the Baxter Building, which he bought based on his own patents, and then he goes and saves the world with his family. I found him infinitely more relatable than Spider-Man. This page, thumbnail sketches for cover to Marvel 2-in-1 number 1, variant 2017, and opposite, finished cover to Marvel 2-in-1 number 1, variant 2017. That is cool. Now we got the Fantastic Four here. Let me pause it for a second. Here we go. This is the Fantastic Four now. Fantastic Four. This looks like a proposal that he was going to do. New costumes and everything. Imagine trying to draw them. Reminds me of like when you draw George Perez when he came out with costumes. They were so detailed. You had to draw them, and it's like, wow. Fantastic Four Reboot Proposal 2017. The Fantastic Four is so grounded in the early 1960s to be true to that period's aesthetic is to understand why it worked at all. I thought it would be essential that these images would be drawn, not painted. I wanted the black light poster effect, something that would get inside your head in an interesting and surreal way. The key here is the flat color pop art feel that transports you to another time. This is a window into the 1960 pop art scene, as if you're looking at a book that is all done in fluorescent colors. This is antithetical to what I normally do. The drawing has to be enough. Despite all my powers, I could not save this pitch. Laughs. I stole the logo design from Fantastic Voyage. They'd be wearing removable windbreaker jackets, work clothes in a way, visible wrinkles wherever possible, something that was true to Kirby's original vision. The four is two shapes intersecting. Embrace the brighter blue. So cool, Fantastic Four, like Fantastic Voyage. Just the faces. I'm not sure who he got to do for the faces and everything like that. The pose, that was really good though. This spread, design pitch made in June 2017 to present a more 60s future pop art graphic and day glow approach to the coloring. Alex was trying to get ahead of the pack in case the book's return was imminent. That's cool. Now he's got some different logos here. This page, various logo typeface tests to try a 60s product look 2017. Opposite page, this image is largely following a classic Kirby Fantastic Four page from an issue number 7 story, Prisoners of Kurgo, Master of Planet X, 1962. This image was later repurposed as a black light poster in 1971. The coloring here is meant to capture that same effect, intended to be how the whole book might look without Alex's signature painted style, 2017. And there's more logos there. Wow, look at the color. Wow. Guys look like Owens from Green Lantern. There's some more pictures here. Figure studies, face studies. These look like the 60s and stuff like that, like Lost in Space. That's cool. Let's see. Opposite top, the costume studies were trying out a removable jacket style with a sleeveless undershirt underneath to make it seem like the group's suits had a utilitarian function, 2017. Opposite below, rendering figures with shading was still Alex's goal, but with flat placement of color, letting the modeling from the initial drawings come through, 2017. And in this page, crazy color placements for scenes was the intent, not actual red costumes, 2017. That is cool. That'd have been nice to see that. Even if they didn't do anything, it would have been nice to see like an Elseworld story or whatever they would call it for Marvel. It'd be cool to see that. And this page here, construction paper and fabric dolls of the Fantastic Four, handmade by Alex, age 11. And then life-size Dr. Doom bust designed by Alex and sculpted by Mike Hill, 2004. But these are cool here. Wow, he's good. He really liked doing that stuff. That is so cool. He did that at age 11. Let me see the faces a little better. Wow. He really took the time. This is Doom's face on the life-size bust. This is cool. This spread, Marvel Superheroes versus Villains pop-up book, 2012. That is cool. This was another cover he did. Pencils for tribute print for Fantastic Four number 100, 2018. And then that's the pencils. Let me see. This one's for opposite page, variant cover art for issue number 1 of Relaunch Fantastic Four comic, 2018. I remember this one here. That was the variant cover. That was like $60 or something like that. Maybe not as high, but it was something like that. And this is the pencils for a tribute for Fantastic Four 100. That is cool. Wow. So below, another image from the Fantastic Four Pop Art Pitch 2017. Now, I like when he does this, like when he shows you how he does his pictures and everything. This is cool. The longer I've worked, the less I've had to have friends pose for me. For the cover of this book in particular, I had just completed the creation of a life-size figure of Captain America that I wanted to use just for this purpose. The sculpture is on a head... Let me see, what is this? The sculpture is on a head cast of the model Frank Casey from 20 years ago. Wow. I sculpted the mask on top of that and opened up his eyes. Life cast can only be made with the eyes closed, and altered other parts of the features. The bust is based on work by sculptor Mike Hill. He made the material look like leather. I needed to copy this work as closely as I could. Wow. You see, you can see the statue in the background there. You can, the head's removable, I see. He's got a Batman one and a Superman one, which is cool. And here, the process. Imposing. Wow. And he paints like the earth and stuff like that. You put the head back on there. He's got somebody helping him with the photos. The raw sketch opposite upper right is the starting point, but the photos lead from what the sketch is doing to where I finally want to go. The first step is to make an enlarged copy and then lay it over a light box. It's you tracing over you, but now you are correcting the things you now recognize to be wrong at this new larger scale. Through all of this, I am never tracing the photographs. I am using them to inform various details and to see what fits with what I intended to draw in the first place. Okay. That is cool. Even this thing right here, even if it's really small, it would cost about $200-300. That would be cool to have that. Maybe more than that since it's color. And there's the original, the one that he finally finished. And he's going to paint. That's cool. After all this time, a career spanning over 25 years, why does Ross still need photo reference? Because there is always something more that I am learning from looking at life. The universe has so much more in it than what we have in our heads. I'm still looking at the superficial details that lead me to the finished piece of art. Cool. It's cool to see that how he's painting that. Painting all the darks and everything. I think he said he paints it in black and white first. You can see it over here. He's painting it in black and white. Got it all taped down and everything so it doesn't move. Isn't that cool? Wow. I'd like to see just an art book of him doing nothing but doing the paintings, showing how he did all the paintings. Look at that. He's got all of his supplies and everything out there. You see how small that is? I wonder how much that would sell for. even just a photo if he sells these. And see, he's got it almost done painted in black and white. He said Ross learns from all of the things in the photo that the sketch doesn't have. It's all about training your perception to pick up more details. I'm not doing things any differently now than I would have been doing them in art school. And no computers. Absolutely not. For me, it has to be an active engagement with your hands. I believe the stuff that works well is the stuff that has more life in it, as much of the human hand visible within it. He's starting to add color, looks like. Wow. There's some of the faces. Let me go over here. He's adding a color to it. Get the lighting correct and stuff like that is awesome. And he puts the airbrushing on it. That is so cool. This guy is covering his face. He don't want to drop any spit on it or anything. It's like, I don't want to slobber on it, I don't want to spit on it, I don't want to breathe on it. That is beautiful. Look at that. I wonder how much he sold that for. $4,000, $5,000, $10,000. Probably about $10,000 or more. That is awesome. For a cover for a book like this. Wow. Alex doesn't normally do color roughs, but in this case he did. I was adding a hot color highlight here to the right side of the face, caps right, and I needed to see what that might look like. To sum up, the steps are a rough pencil sketch, which gets blown up and put on a light box. Full-size pencils, earth tone, sepia gouache over that, then full color paint, then airbrush. And throughout this, lots and lots of talent and hard effort. There's so much transformation that goes on from the reference to the pencil to the finish. The pictures are an imperfect match from what I want them to be. They need to be interpreted by the mind, not copied. So there's the finished product. It's like, wow, beautiful. And then you see what he did here. To the pencils. That is so cool. Now we did this awesome painting of Spider-Man and all of his villains, his enemies. The detail is so cool on this. I forgot what this is a cover to. It's a cover to one of his, I don't know if it's a poster or a cover to one of his anniversary books. I don't think, I didn't read anything for it, so I have to see. Maybe it's on the next page. Well, now we got creating a story, it says here. All these guys. So with this book, Alex had the opportunity to write and draw an original 10-page story using the Marvel characters of his choosing. I was, of course, eager to see what he had in mind, and the scenario he explained to me over the phone was in his words, an old idea looking for a home. It would be Spider-Man taking on the Sinister Six, a classic cadre of his enemies initiated in the 1960s. He would fight them all at once, outside of current Marvel Comics continuity, and inspired by iconic Steve Ditko drawings, see below. I thought this sounded fine because Alex so obviously had a clear vision of this in his mind. He had been thinking about it for years. He needed to make it a comics reality, and thus he would knock it out of the park. However, my one caveat was that the ending needed to tie it all up in an unexpected and original way. To me, it was obvious what that should be. I pitched it and Alex agreed. I won't give it away here because you'll see it shortly in 10 pages. But I do think it captures the heart and soul of this book and what Alex's inspiration for his work and dedication is all about. As for the Sinister Six lineup, here, ultimately we decided that the Vulture and Kraven the Hunter below, top panel, third from the right and far right respectively, could go, and that for this version of the Sinister Six, in addition to Mysterio, Dr. Octopus, Electro, and the Sandman, the substitution of the Lizard and the Green Goblin would be more fun. Hope you agree, and away we go. Here's the cartoon. And then this talking about here, Sinister Six print 2013. This page was on the previous page where you saw. This page starting with top panel, a meeting of the Sinister Six, and the next two panels of Spider-Man versus the Sandman, and Spider-Man versus Electro, all from Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 1, 1964. Middle, Spider-Man with the Lizard from Amazing Spider-Man number 6, November 1963. And bottom right panel, the Green Goblin from Amazing Spider-Man number 14, July 1964. Imagine having those books. And here we go with the Submariner. That is really cool. Well, I'm going to stop this here, though, because I've gone on a little bit long, everything. But I hope you enjoyed the video so far. I'm going to get started and hopefully finish this book in the next video because it's only a few pages left. But thank you very much for watching. You guys have a great day. And Collector Dude is out.